Hello, everyone. It was so beautiful. Thank you. Welcome to the light. Gosh, I feel so humbled, honored to be here, emotional a little bit, and very grateful to be able to share with you, what I have learned along the way for the last 20 years doing this on purpose as a medium. And I think that it's important to understand what the communication is, how it works, and that there is a little bit of medium in all of us. So let me begin with that and explain to you or share with you some things about the evening, and then enjoy some beautiful music with you as well before we get to the communication. There's something I've learned over the last 20 years, and that's the power of understanding who we are as a spiritual and a human being. And we do have to put it in that order to understand what the spirit is. The spirit is where our creative energy is. It's where our intuitive nature is. It is where we are really in our most natural and creative expression as a human being. And, it's the power of living in that understanding is there are no words. Your loved ones in spirit, when they come to you, they want to bring to you things to make you feel them, feel their energy, feel their love. And they're going to do it in very simple ways. The simplicity of the communication never ceases to amaze me. The simplest things can have such meaning. And I say to you and share with you, be open to that and let it in, because that's when they can give you more. They can give me more conversation to give to you, which is why I'm sure you're here. But understanding ourselves as a spiritual and a human being is really where we all begin, because many of your loved ones have gotten over to the other side and have had to learn it themselves, or face, oh yeah, now I understand. This is how it works. The only difference between them and us is they're not physical. We think, we feel. When we cross over, we're pure spirit, we're consciousness, and we think and we feel. So through these thoughts and through these memories, these are the way that they will bring you that emotion that runs through you and makes you say, that's them, or is that them? Is that for me? Yes. So I'm going to give you some instructions as those messages start coming in a little bit, so you really understand how I can bring you more. You are a part of this evening. You are very much a part of this evening. And I encourage you, as the evening goes on, to maybe think of 2, maybe 3 thoughts or memories that you would like them to bring to you tonight. Because you're going to see just how, when I blurt that out, you're going to know. And we had some interesting things happen in the meeting before this, and it's often humorous. So please be ready for some humor in the room. And I'll just share, and I won't point the person out, but we had a magic mic vision down in the VIP the VIP meeting, and boy, did we have a story for that. And it made sense, but it showed her that her son was watching over her in a funny, simple moment. And it was that. So these are the things, that you're going to be hearing tonight. When they are having and sending me these thoughts and feelings, something just to remember, they're emotional too. They're emotional. They're anticipating this. They're watching us from above, consciousness in heaven. And right now, I imagine they are talking among themselves. Everybody's made a lot more friends tonight up on the other side. And you will see that as I'm speaking, I can very easily shift gears pretty fast. And that's okay, So if I'm not with you, or I'm with you, and all of a sudden there's something you're not understanding, it's okay, because somebody right near you, or maybe on the other side of the room, is going to, hear something. So raise your hand. Don't be shy, okay? Don't be shy. Help them out. So much I can share. Please be aware of your pets that come in, and I know we had some pets downstairs. We had some dogs, and we had roosters and chickens popping in, and it had meaning to the person, though. It had meaning. And that's the thing, you'd be very surprised. We had a skunk. There was a good story with that one, too. You know, my first experience with a medium, I went with my sister a year after my mom had passed, and I wasn't happy with the way life was going. I wasn't happy they were gone. My dad had passed 3 years before my mother. So, you know, I went in with a lot of expectation, a lot of anticipation, and a lot of grief. And I remember when she started speaking to me, the first words out of her mouth was, well, your mother's in spirit, and she says you're going to sit in this chair and help people, many people, and do what I do. And I thought she was crazy. I thought she was wrong. I thought there's no way that could ever happen. I couldn't do that. And my sister decided to nudge me and say, see, you know things. So, and you know, I was sitting there actually saying, give me a sign, Mom, give me a sign, quietly, as she chatted with my sister. And all of a sudden, her arm, she kept grabbing her arm like it was, and then she, you know, and she goes, oh, it's like my arm's constricting. And all of a sudden, I just went, oh my God. My mother was a phlebotomist. She used to tie the rubber band around our arms to check us out when we had a cold to see if it was something else, I don't know. But our arms would constrict, and I can remember that as a little girl. And so when she said those words, my arm feels like it's constricting, and I released the thought inside of myself, because I was a little afraid to tell her what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh. And then my mother continued to bring messages. And here I am 20 years later doing exactly what she said. So, I know. So I guess, you know, mediums are never wrong. Will you get that straight right now? Okay? We are not wrong. You know, this is how I explain that. Your loved ones don't want to send you wrong. They don't want you to be wrong. They don't want you to have to figure this out. They don't want it to be a jigsaw puzzle for you. They often say it's a kid's puzzle, 3 pieces. If you're saying no or I don't know, we'll move along. But also, that's why, you know, I'm encouraging you to bring these thoughts forward, you know, to yourself. Don't pick 30, or they're up there trying to figure out how to get 30 thoughts to you. Or 30 messages. Get, you know, 2 is good, 3 the most. And just embrace, you know, the power, you know, of understanding, you know, your spirit. You are a part of this. They are with you. They are, you know, it is just an amazing gift you give to yourself, to your children, to understand the power of eternal life. Because this is really what we're talking about, eternal life, and the power of love, and continuing to love them from the other side, that you can continue to have these relationships. And I know I've sat where I didn't feel that was easy to think or accept. I have been there. But 22 years later, this is where I am, because my mother said so, and I trusted in it. So when you trust and believe in their messages, it can change your life in ways you have no idea. But I also feel it simplifies it. It can simplify. The power of, you know, loving who you are and understanding that power of love is so important to give yourself every day. If you want to wake up in the morning and just say, thank you. I know you're with me now because Beth said so. You know, guess what? You're going to start your day in a whole different vibration. So, you know, as I bring you, you know, a thought or a message and you feel it's yours, you know, just raise your hand. And if 5 of you raise your hand, don't worry, because they are going to direct me to where I got to go. They're going to show me. And if you don't want to raise your hand and I start seeing arrows over your head, you're in trouble, because I'm not leaving you, and we will stay here all night until you agree with me. No, I'm kidding. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. Trust it. There are no words sometimes. That's how I feel. So you are welcome to come up to the microphones, okay, and have a conversation with me. And but I'll probably do most of the talking. I'll tell you that right now. And but also to acknowledge maybe, you know, what your loved ones want to bring you. Help them add to the story. You know, it was on Holy Saturday this year, and I had a very, very powerful experience with a family. And I'd been channeling with them for a little bit, you know, a little while. And all of a sudden, we were we were laughing, we were crying together. There was a lot of emotions involved. And then I asked if they had any questions, and the one woman said, well, there was someone who I don't feel has been here, and I was hoping he would be here. And I said, okay, just, you know, oh. And I said, well, wait a minute. And this man came into my inner vision. Yes, you should be in my head for one day. And he put like this, boom, and it's like I could hear the thud, and it was a huge crucifix. And it was gold. And I said, my gosh, you know, you didn't even finish your sentence, and there's this man, you know, putting this crucifix in the middle of the room. And he's emotions, and as I'm talking, because I could feel his emotion, she reached into this big purse and pulled out a crucifix about this big that was his. And then he said, he showed me a couple other things, that he was there much earlier. So anyway, that's how it works. These symbols, these metaphors are going to have a lot of meaning. So I look forward to sharing these messages with you this evening. Thank you.